Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu. This is a response to Sam, Shimon, and Keith. Again, there has been a misunderstanding between the videos. I did not know that they're up. I apologize, a mistake on my behalf. Inshallah, it will not happen again. I think on the jibreelk account. Anyway, we're gonna continue with the discussion, and it might be noticed from the beginning of Keith's reply and Sam's reply, Shamun's reply, that they're making again a cheap shot, an unscholastic shot, and that is talking about the length, me apologizing about the length of my discussion or rebuttal, my previous rebuttal, and then saying that it's pretty much, an apology, and that I've avoided talking about the issues of the Trinity that Shamun has raised up. And that at the beginning I said that I would address them because my responses are so long, but then I changed my idea later on, and he quotes me there. However, I can say that this is a very cheap shot again, because I did not say that I was going to address the Trinity. I just simply said that the arguments that I will make will be longer because you've talked about the Trinity and so many other things, and I listed them. And I did touch upon the Trinity, and I spoke briefly about it, and I said this is not part of our discussion today, but I did say that I'm willing to discuss these proofs that you're putting forth in another different discussion. So this is quite cheap and very weak shot, Sam. So please, it does not reflect good upon your scholastic abilities. Not impressed whatsoever. Let's stick to the arguments and stop being so childish. Let's move on. I do want to point out that without a doubt, be it Christianity, Islam, Judaism, or any Hinduism, whatever, the fact of the matter, the people who believed in a deity, in a creator, in something, they believe in it. They believe that it exists, right? So that is the ultimate thing, that they believe that there is something out there. Now, the differentiation between what it is and the differentiation between the different faiths of what they say about it, it's basically the doctrine of that faith. And that's where I talked about the differences in the doctrine. People can talk and say God, God this, God that. But when they go into the actual doctrine of what God is, the differences might be there. But they can still talk about God, for example, the creator, or names that are general. Keep that in mind, because that is very, very important. Now, the concept is that it's who's got the right concept of the doctrine. That's what people have to search. That's why people search the truth. Sometimes Muslims search for different things, and Christians search for different things, and everyone's trying to sometimes find the truth, those who are sincere. So this is something very important for the purpose of a discussion. Because, again, Keith goes into the issue of about me using the Arabic Bible, and I'm making a point again, and it seems that Keith and Sam are not listening, and they're not using their listening skills, because my argument was about the usage of Allah, and I'm going to post a link into this description of the video about Red Missionary's video, and how he talked about Allah, and how his logic was flawed because he was talking about the name Allah, and he said that basically Muhammad took this name and therefore it's Satan, and he incorporated it into the Islamic belief. Of course, this is a person who called pre-Islamic Muslims. He called the pre-Islamic people, he called them pre-Islamic Muslims. So this is a person who does not know his things whatsoever. But then again, Sam attacks me saying that, well, the Arabic Bible is not my friend. I never claimed that it was my friend. And this is another weak argument that Sam comes with, because we have to look at when arguments are made. Arguments can be picked for what they are. That does not mean that someone agrees with the other things that are, for example, in the Bible. If I take an argument from the Bible, if I try to prove a logic from the Bible, which I'll prove a very interesting one today, and I will show you today a very interesting logic that Sam and Keith has, showed a fallacy. And I was speaking merely about the usage of the word Allah. Now, he was saying that, well, the Bible, if you're using the Bible, well, the Bible is really against you because it proves that Jesus is God, and they quote, the different names, Rab, and, that Jesus is called this, the Creator, and so on and so forth. However, Sam must be smart in that and know that I already know that. I've read my Bible. I was a Christian. And I'm not quoting that to be as, as an authority or anything. But really, do you believe that I did not know that the Bible dictates that supposedly Jesus is God and other things? Do you really believe that I did not know the doctrines of the Bible? And you might say, yes, you don't know anything about the Bible. But in terms of information and what it dictates, So you have to be careful, because I'm going to stick to it, really to it, that the doctrine of God is different. Different with Christianity, different with Judaism, different with Quraysh, different with Islam, different. So again, your argument to be valid about the Bible refuting me and not being my friend would be valid only if I would be ignorant of what the Bible teaches. Now, you said that I have a problem with you saying God of the Jews and the Christians that you're saying, and then you're giving the proofs about, the Jews being wrong, and your proofs for the Trinity, and that if they're saying they do not acknowledge the multi-personality of God, you're saying that's their problem, basically. It does not necessitate or negate the fact that really the Trinity is their God. Well, you're wrong. You're very, very wrong, and I'll tell you why you're very wrong. And anyone with any kind of brains, 2 ounces of brains, will realize why. Because the Trinity is not the same as the multi-personality of God. Even for the sake of argument, if I would agree, and I don't agree, that there is a multi-personality of God, but even for the sake of argument, if the Jews believe that Trinity does not equate multi-personality of God, can you prove to us whatsoever that the multi-personality, what do you mean by multi-personality of God? Can you prove to us that the Trinity equals multi-personality of God? Because Trinity is very specific, while multi-personality of God can be very, very general. Trinity necessitates a Father, Son, a Holy Ghost, a Son who dies for the sins of mankind, a Son who is Son of God and God at the same time, which you call Yahweh. So please, can you come back on the mic and don't avoid these arguments, because in your beginning you're saying that you're only going to deal with certain arguments that I made, and that all the other arguments are pretty much worthless. Well, the thing is, I've only replied to your initial allegations. So I did not make any extra arguments that you did not talk. I've refuted, that's why it took so long time, in great detail. And you've been circling around in your argument. So please stick to your guns. Show us that the Trinity equals a multi-personality of God. Show us that the Jews believed that God has a Son who will die for his sins, that he is the Son of God and God at the same time, and there's a Trinity. Show us that. So therefore, do not come up with these kind of really ridiculous argument. Now I can see from this kind of mentality where your accusation of Allah being Satan comes from. It's pretty much from the same mentality, claiming that Yahweh is the same for you and the same for Jews. And it's the same kind of mentality that Red Missionary is using, but you're not really realizing it. Well, how? Well, you're saying that you believe in Yahweh and the Jews believe in Yahweh, and it's the same Yahweh pretty much. Well, it's not, and that's what I said. Saying that the Quraysh believe in Allah and that the Muhammad believes in Allah does not whatsoever say that they believe in the same Allah. The attributes and things are different, which do not make it the same. Saying that the Quraysh believed Allah is Hubal, which they did not, and we're going to prove that you have no argument whatsoever. However, for the sake of argument, saying the Quraysh believe that Hubal is Allah, and that because Muhammad is saying that he believes in Allah, that does not make Muhammad believe in Hubal. It's really a flawed argument. But let me show you where your argument comes from, what kind of mentality Sam and Keith use. Because it's only Sam and Keith use that Quraysh and Islam have the same God. I don't see such an argument. No one, who, with 2 ounces of brain again, would see such an argument. Islam never claims that. Muslims never claim that. And let's see again how. Let's give an example. For example, Christians say, we believe in Yahweh. Jews say, we believe in Yahweh. Christians insist that it's the same Yahweh, while it is not. Because if you go into doctrine of saying what is Yahweh, now we can speak about Yahweh in general terms, and you can have a discussion about Yahweh, but when you go into the specificity of what is Yahweh, you'll see the difference. Christians believe in the Trinity, Son, Father, Holy Ghost, while Jews do not believe in that. So it's a big difference. Now, you jump in and talk about, so please, again, show us that Yahweh is the Trinity and Yahweh is a multi-personality God, and the two are the same. Now you bring the article of Islamic awareness and that I did not post it. If you send me the link, I don't know which one you talk, but if you send the link to that, I will post it. No problem, I'm sorry. Last time when Sam, he was saying that I did not post the issue of the Bible and being Islam's friend or foe, I did post, I made a specific video just for that, so you cannot call me then and say that I'm hiding the truth. And it was just an honest mistake. At the same time, I want to ask if Sam related my response videos to the Arabic Bible, Islam friends or foe. If you did that, please let me know, because I have not seen them. Now, I want to really talk about something very interesting, because they said the Quraysh did believe in Allah, and that's like saying that, the Christians believe in Yahweh and that the Jews believe in Yahweh. Again, I'm going to use this example because it's very important. And Muhammad believed in Allah. Now, why